I hear all the time, the two things I hate more than anything are normal and then normal for your age. And I'm like, really? That's like, underage drinking is normal. Is it acceptable? Like that's the question we should ask. Oh, yeah, when you're 60, you're gonna, as a woman, you're gonna have, no sexual function. Your bones are gonna fall apart. You're gonna be weak and tired all the time. That's normal for your age. Okay. Did anybody ask if that was acceptable?
Right.
Like if you're like, no, that's not how I'm gonna live my life. Well, what do you do now? Well, that's kind of how I put this whole thing together, is highest quality of life for the longest period of time. I don't care what's normal. Are you happy with it? If you're not happy with it, we got to change it. So that's my piece on normal. And then the weight loss thing, this is kind of a funny story. One of those things where you live life and you figure out that you shouldn't say things. So I had a lady come in for weight loss, and we were working on weight loss. And she was like 50, 60 pounds over fat, not overweight. She had lots of fat she got to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we did great work. I mean, she lost 6 inches like around her waist. I mean, it was amazing. And she comes in and I'm like putting her up as my poster child for like, see how great I am at this. This is so awesome. Like, this is amazing. She comes in, she sits down and she goes, hey, I don't think this is working for me. And I just kind of stared at her completely dumbfounded. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, well, I still weigh 135 pounds. And I was like, so like you're however tall, 5'7", something like that. And I'm like, and we're working out, we're putting on muscle. And she was like, yeah, but I want to be 120. And that's when it occurred to me that I was not allowing, it was my fault. I didn't give her the proper goal set.
Mm-hmm.
That we need to say, look, I don't care about the scale. How do you want to look? How do you want to feel? Where do you want your wellness to be? Because if we just arbitrarily pick a number, that has no bearing on health. I'm 6 feet tall. I weigh 250 pounds. You can see my abs, but I'm grossly overweight if you ask the medical community.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like I'm over fat or I'm unhealthy because of all my numbers are perfect. So that's the big thing when we talk about weight loss. I finally told people I'm not going to help you with weight loss. If you want to lose some fat, I'll help you lose some fat. If you want to gain some muscle, I'll help you gain some muscle. But we're not going to tie this to a scale unless you're an athlete. I mean, if you're a wrestler and you need to be at 135, we're going to get you to 135. Like that's obviously an extenuating circumstance, but a normal person, no, we're not going to use the scale as a guide. That's all going to mess us up.
I wonder where she got that number from. Like, is that just a societal thing? Like, why did she think she needs to be at that number, no matter what she looks like? That's kind of interesting.
I don't know, but and I've never done this study, but it'd be interesting if you went around to a bunch of different guys and you said, what's your perfect weight? They'd be like, I don't know. If you went to women and you said, what's your perfect weight? I bet 50, 60% of them would have a number in their head right now of what they think they should weigh. Whether they get it from magazines or I don't know. Like, I don't read women's magazines. I don't know if they're like, this person's 120 pounds. That means she's good. Like, I don't like, maybe that's what they say. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so I don't know where they get these numbers.
Yeah, it's good. I think a lot of them are arbitrary, but I've witnessed that myself. People, usually females, who want to hit that certain number, and it may come from that dreaded BMI chart that we all hate so much. I can't stand that thing. According to that BMI chart, I believe I'm 6 foot tall, and I think I'm supposed to weigh like 170 or something like that, according to that chart, in order to be quote unquote healthy. I've been 170 before in my 20s, and I look like a rail. I mean, I look unhealthy.
Yeah.
That's not healthy for me to be 170. It's crazy. I feel good at 195 to 200. That's usually where I land. It's the way that I think I feel the best, and I think I look the best for my build, and so that's what I shoot for. And I say sometimes that people probably think it's vanity, and maybe it is to a little bit, but I tell them the reason why I work out, the reason why I do resistance training and things of that nature is because I want to look good. It makes me feel good, but I think that's the biggest indicator for me to be where I should be, is when I can look in the mirror and think that I look good.
Right.
I don't want to be, and you can't see my abs, but I'm also not carrying around a pot belly most of the time either. It does fluctuate a little bit. But I can tell when I look good, that's where I'm supposed to be, if that makes any sense.